What's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you about composting and how you can compost from home, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can compost. One of them I'm not very good at doing, so I'm switching to the other one, and you'll find out what I'm talking about in a minute. So here's a traditional form of composting, and basically I just have this container that I've been putting organic waste in for a while now. So that's just like food waste and kitchen scraps. And as you can see, it looks pretty much like dirt with a little bit of more texture than normal. But the reason why I'm failing at this type of compost is there's no aeration in the sides, which is typically what you want. So I have to churn it a lot more to keep it more aerated. So, and this isn't ideally the right size. Like I have these 2 pins right here, and obviously it's a little small to like turn it around a lot because I don't have that much space. So this is my yard. I live in a townhouse, so I can't really put a lot back here. I can't put anything back here really. So all I have is my little porch right here, and this is the amount of space that I have. So a solution for that is a worm box, and we're gonna get into that in a second. These have been known to save a lot of space and allow people to compost in small spaces. So let's set this baby up, and then we're gonna add our Uncle Jim's worms. We're gonna start off with our little base, and it has a little spigot for our what's known as worm tea. Basically the juice that gets produced from compost. Isn't that delicious, everyone? It's my cup of tea right there. Next, we're gonna install what's called a worm ladder. Thinking that's what this thing is. All right, it fits. Then we're gonna add a stacking tray, and then it says to add a lid. Look at this little baby. All right, just doing some greenhouse cooking. I don't really have a greenhouse. I mean, I guess I could call my house a greenhouse because I have plants in it or something. I don't really know. But, so this is going to be the base or the bedding. All right, another step that I just found out I had to do was cover the very bottom tray with some dry sheets of newspaper. All right, you're gonna wanna get a load of this. Ooh, yeah. Oh gosh, it's all stuck to the bottom. It smells like Lowe's. If you're not getting a little dirty, you're not doing it right, I guess. Come in a little close. Let me show you what this is looking like. This is looking like a nice comfy bed that I would definitely want to set up my home in. We got our worms right here. They're about to go in, baby. I hope they're not all dead. I see them. Oh. We have to add some food in the corner. Luckily, I already have been composting, so I have this nifty container of some food from my kitchen. Oh, yum. Alright, I'm gonna add the worms in, babe. Yee. There's so many of them. They hate sunlight. So here's the stitch on composting. It's really easy to compost at home, especially depending on your environment. So if you have a large backyard and a lot of space, you can do a traditional compost where you bring it out and you turn it around. And obviously I'm gonna link some videos down below that I think are really helpful about composting at home as well. So this is kind of what I was trying to do here, but obviously I don't have that much space. So this was a little more difficult to maintain. There's also things called, I think they're like barrel recycling or like tumble composting. And basically you put your compost in this barrel and you can like rotate the barrel around like it's on an axle, and that helps aerate the compost, and it also takes up less space. For me personally, I wanted a really confined space for my compost.
And the Worm Factory 360 makes it easier than ever.
and I really like it, really like the setup, really into bugs, so I really like seeing all the worms all around, but you know that's not for everybody. So it's really up to you. What do you guys want to do? My parents weren't really happy about my original form of composting because it smelled bad sometimes when it wasn't well aerated. And at the same time, you're also supposed to put a lot of dry materials on your compost. So obviously this doesn't have a lot of leaves or anything, which is typically what you would expect. Like, I don't have that many leaves. This is more like pine straw up here. So it's really hard to add dry materials to my compost, so it's more wet compost, which is not very good because that's what produces more of the smell. And also the dry leaves act as like a top layer to protect the compost from like flies laying their larvae, which was a big problem for me, especially like in the warmer months. There would be a lot of flies in my compost because they like to lay their larvae on like wet, moist things. So, but luckily with this, I can keep it inside, it won't smell, it has a lid, and it just composts a lot faster because the worms are working through it as well. So yeah, there'll be videos linked down below about composting, and then I will also hopefully have a little article on my website linked down below as well. Thanks for watching. Stay green!